Check out this amazing mural. It says Gowanus. I'm in Gowanus, Brooklyn. Just heading into work. It's pretty hazy and rainy today. Getting chilly finally. All right, I'll see you at the office. Oh, that rainy day. Kind of crappy out today. But I'm glad I took a different route to work. Going through Gowanus is always kind of it's an industrial neighborhood mixed in with a residential neighborhood. So it's always an interesting ride in. The reason why I went through the Gowanus is because they're repaving Fifth Avenue in Brooklyn, and I biked to and from work yesterday on Fifth Avenue, and when they rip up the road, it just destroys your bike and your shoulders and your arms and your knees. You're just bouncing all over the place, and so I decided to take a different path to work, which I'm really glad I did. I'm gonna go get some breakfast and get this day started. A lot of stuff to do today. I have nothing exciting to open. My printer ran out of ink. Well, it didn't run out, but it's low. And the Epson 4900 takes 10 ink cartridges, and each ink cartridge is huge. Tell me these bubbles aren't the best thing that they've ever done for packaging. I hated peanuts. These things are kind of fun because you can make these. Oh, just so satisfying. Oh, yeah. So these are I run out of paper fairly quickly, so I order 2 rolls of 17-inch wide Epson proofing paper, probably about every 2 to 3 months, depending on how my printing needs. Whoa! So this is the size of an ink cartridge for the Epson 4900. And I am running low on 3 different colors. This is 200 milliliters of ink, which is fantastic because it'll last a long time. The thing is very efficient with ink, which I'm pretty surprised, because most of these inkjet printers just spit out a ton of ink and they don't care. That's where they make all their money, is on the ink side of the process. The printer, they'll pretty much almost give you, well, not this printer, but the older printer that I used to have, the 7900, and I had a 9800, those things had huge ink cartridges. They were 700 milliliters, and they were fantastic. The more ink you can buy in one cartridge saves you so much money, because the small cartridges run out so quick, and they charge you almost 10 times per milliliter for the smaller cartridges. So I get the biggest cartridges that fit into this printer. They'll last about 6 months to almost a year, depending on how much prints I do. Lately I've been doing a lot of prints and proofs for clients, so that's why I had to stock up. Not very exciting, but I also had to get a maintenance tank. This is for when the ink, as it's cleaning the heads and as the printer prints, it squirts out a little bit of ink into the maintenance tank and fills it up with the ink that it has to use to make sure the heads are clean. And then you take it out and you're like, oh wow, there's about $1,000 worth of ink stuck in a big styrofoam, whatever this is. Exciting. One of the interesting things about the retouching that I do, a lot of retouchers are specialized, and they only do beauty, or they only do fashion, or they only do still life, or they only do advertising or editorial or nudes or Bordeaux or that type of work. And for some reason over the years, I've always done everything. I've done still life, I've done special effects, I've done lots of beauty, I've done lots of food, I've done lots of fashion. So I have a big variety of skills that I know because I work on so many different projects and different styles of projects, which is kind of cool. Today I worked on beauty images, I worked on still life images, I worked on national campaigns, I worked on some fashion images, and I worked on a ton of food. Food is very different depending on the high quality. If it's really high-end food, then it's all about the style and everything has to be perfect but look delicious and to a degree that looks unrealistic to a certain degree. And then I do a fair amount of work with a fast food chain, and it's all about like just the little things. It's massaging everything, making sure all the colors match, and the lettuce and the tomato and the meat and the chicken and everything has to match. I like the variety of what I do. I would like to do probably some more celebrities and musicians and stuff like that, but I get to do those every once in a while. I used to do those a lot. I used to do a lot of stuff for magazine covers that were usually celebrities, which was fun. It's a long day. It is late. I just uploaded one of my vlogs and I am heading home. Have a good night.